Hello and welcome to the Tigre.pup channel. In this video, I will be doing a brow blocking using PROS AIDE. If you would like to see the results on this experiment, then please keep watching. Okay, you're going to need a benign remove all, basically an adhesive remover, 91% rubbing alcohol, and your PROS AIDE, a cotton ball, actually a couple of them, this little spoolie, a brow comb, not so much the brush side, an orange corrector, a utensil, just anything flat that you can use to press your brows down with, and a translucent powder. Okay, so I'm taking my cotton ball and it's been moistened with the 91% rubbing alcohol in order to clean my brows. And here is the PROS AIDE cream adhesive that I'm going to be using. So I'm just going to take my spoolie and kind of like roll it into the product. And I've got my little comb here. And right here I'm just taking the spoolie and trying to brush it between my brows, up and down, left to right, all that stuff, to make sure everything is nicely coated. And I'm going to try to pull my brows up. And I'm using my brush to try to like press it against my my face. Okay, so right here I'm just using the back of that brow comb brush thing and trying to flatten my brows to my face as best as I can, because I want the end result to be flat. So that's what you see me doing here. Okay, so I'm just cleaning up my brows with the rubbing alcohol, or the cotton ball moistened with the rubbing alcohol, because I only want it on my brow hairs, because it actually leaves a line that I've noticed. Okay, so right here I'm using a towel that's been moistened with the remove it all, the benign remove it all, because if you allow this stuff to dry on your brushes and whatnot, that's the bottom of that comb brush thing, it'll ruin it. So that's what I'm cleaning it off right here and right now, as soon as possible. That stuff kind of like reminds me of baby oil, so you have to wash that with soap and water when you're finished. Soap and water when you're finished. Okay, I'm just using something flat right here. I'm just using a plastic knife. Okay, so this is my second layer, and I'm pretty much patting the product into my brows, and I'm going to attempt to like push it in either direction. You can see me applying it here, but I'm going to push it to, I'm going to go to the left and I'm going to go to the right to make sure I get in all those crevices from the brow hairs. So and then I'm just going to wipe off the excess. Okay, right here I'm just trying to press it into my brows, because it does get kind of sticky, and it actually lifts your face when you apply it and whatnot. So I'm taking the back of that comb brush set thing, and I'm rolling it on my brows to try to get it as flat as possible, because I want a very nice flat end result. And so while the product is drying, which it takes a little bit of a while before it does that, I'm trying to get my brow hairs flat as possible. And as you can see here, again, I'm using the cotton ball moistened with the rubbing alcohol on the excess. Okay, so I'm going in with another layer. I'm going to do the same thing that I did on the second layer. And I'll just repeat the process all over again. I'm basically trying to make sure everything is nice and flat. Okay, so right here I'm just showing you how it's a profile of how it's looking against my face, a side view. Right here I'm just showing you that it's dry. So I'm going to go in with my translucent powder and powder it and dust off the excess. Okay, so right here is the finished product. You could go in now and do your makeup and everything, but I'm going to try something different. Everyone always uses the orange corrector, and so I'm thinking maybe I'll give that a try for once. And it turns out I didn't like it too much, and you're going to see why in a second. So here's my L'Oreal True Match orange concealer. I think it may be a little bit too bright for my complexion, but we're going to work in it and see what's going on. As you can see, it's pretty creamy, and it's kind of difficult to get in between my brow hair, so I'm just going to massage it in to try to get it nice and everything nice and coated. So that's what I'm doing here. Okay, so right here I'm just going to take my NYX powder and set the concealer, and this is what it looks like after that's been done. As you can see, you don't see any brow hairs poking out. Okay, so the problem comes in when I did my brows, and as you can see here, I'm using my eyeliner and a powder shadow, and I'm not able to get enough coverage. It was very difficult. Here is the finished look. It covered the brows, but it looks kind of cakey, honestly, and it's not very smooth, but I don't have any brows sticking out. And I kind of try to do that ombre brow with the powder in this front. That's what looks like that, but you can still see the orange. So not so sure I like this particular orange powder or whatever. I mean orange concealer when doing the brows, so I might just skip it next time. So I'm using the bend knife, remove it all, and as you can see here, I moistened a towel, and I'm now rubbing to get all the excess glue off of my PROS AIDE off of my brows. So I'm not scrubbing really hard, I'm just going in circular motions, and I have this at like a faster speed. And as you can see, it slowly lifts a little bit, and I'm just using my little comb to try to lift the rest of it from off my scalp so it can be easier to roll off when I'm doing my circular motions. So this is a little bit more difficult than it was with the glue stick. If you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a link in the description down below. So it's taking a bit of effort to try to get that the PROS AIDE off my brows, but I'm using my comb because sometimes you can actually miss getting all of it, and when you realize, then you have to go back and try to peel it off and stuff like that. So I'm just using that comb to try to make sure everything is nice and clean as far as that is concerned, because I was in the process of makeup removal, and it kind of made it easier to remove. It lifted a little bit, but not very much. So you're definitely going to need that PROS AIDE remover in order to do this project. Yeah. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is don't even use the PROS AIDE cream or whatever unless you have the remover, because otherwise it's going to be very difficult and you might remove your brows in the process if you don't have it. Okay, now I'm going to compare the PROS AIDE versus the glue stick in my experience. Let's start off with availability. Okay, in my experience, the glue stick is available at your local stores as long as they have supplies for school and things like that. You can also probably get it on sale during the beginning of the school year. Whereas the PROS AIDE, I had to order mine and I had to wait for it to be delivered and processed. So in availability, the glue stick wins in this category. Okay, now I would like to compare cost. Okay, so in my experience, the glue stick was much cheaper than the PROS AIDE. Like I said, I was able to get mine from the grocery store or my local Walmart or whatever. However, with the PROS AIDE, I had to order it, and I had to make a minimum purchase in order to get free shipping, and then wait for it to be processed and all this other stuff. So in this particular case, the glue sticks wins again as far as cost. Okay, so now we'd like to talk about product usage. In my experience, the PROS AIDE took fewer layers to get the coverage and to get my brows to lay down than the glue stick. So in this case, the PROS AIDE would win. Okay, the next issue is surface texture. Okay, so in my experience, the glue stick had a smoother texture that was easier to apply makeup over. When I was trying to do my brows, it wasn't really an issue, whereas the PROS AIDE, it was a lot more difficult because it had a lot of texture going on. So in this case, the glue stick wins. Okay, now I'm going to talk about drying time. Okay, so the PROS AIDE, in my opinion, was a lot quicker between layers to dry, whereas the glue stick took a lot longer, so it took more time. So in this issue, the PROS AIDE wins. Okay, and finally I want to talk about application. Okay, during my experiment with the PROS AIDE, I had to check and see if it was totally dry by touching it and things of that nature, whereas in the glue stick, the purple glue stick in particular, it dries clear, so it kind of gives you an idea of when it's dry, and you can go on to your next layer, or you can set it and then you can apply your makeup. So in this category, the glue stick wins. Okay, to sum this video up, I'd like to say that I like the glue stick better than I do the PROS AIDE. Doesn't mean I'm going to throw it out, but I'm just going to probably be using the glue stick a lot more than my PROS AIDE. And with the mistake that was made using an orange corrector, I would definitely not use the orange corrector with the PROS AIDE, and I would suggest you wouldn't either if you want a very good result. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.